Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Crusader Kings 3, the Royal Court expansion. So this has come out very recently, and I had a look at some of the new features and thought, oh, that's fantastic. I really want to play that. Really want to stream it, and so that's what we're doing. We're going to do this. I know that I've just been doing Dyson Sphere program. We're going to continue that. Don't worry. I know I promised this before and I stopped doing it, but I promise this time that I'll continue it. But we'll be starting a new game here as well, and we'll be looking into some of the new features. Now, we are going to play as any ruler in 1066 here, not just any some of the ones that it encourages you to start off with. And rather than just going with the normal default ruler, we are going to go make our own as well. So, where will we be starting off? We'll be starting off in the Holy Roman Empire, folks. In a lot closer, and so we're going to switch to kingdom title. So we're going to be starting in the Kingdom of Bavaria, but we will not be the King of Bavaria. No, we will not be a duke in Bavaria. We will be a lowly count. Specifically, we are going to be Count Berthold, this guy here of Innsbruck. So why are we going for just a lowly count? Why aren't we starting off as a king or even an emperor? And, you know, really showing off the royal courts that you can do, because a count, of course, does not have a royal court. And the reason for that is because I want to do a playthrough where I'm not this super powerful person, you know, I'm not William the Conqueror, I'm not, I actually can't remember her name now, but Duchess Matilda, where you're starting off with this huge advantage. Instead, we're going to be this guy in the middle of nowhere, stuck in the hills, and we're going to claw our way up to power. That's right, we are going to become the Devious Count, who is going to eventually become the Duke of Tyrol. Oh, actually, to get two counties, right? I didn't realize that. I thought I was starting with one, so I'm going to count that as a bonus. We are going to become the Duke of Tyrol, and from becoming the Duke of Tyrol, we're going to work our way up to actually be the King of Bavaria, and then who knows, maybe one day we will be the Holy Roman Emperor himself. Or maybe this guy's son will, I'm not sure. But again, so Duke Berthold, you know, he's compassionate, he's brave, and he's forgiving. So he's all the good things, really. You know, lots of nice things in this new game that I've started. Now, if I'm going to be the Devious Count, I can't be this guy. This does not make sense. He's not a Devious Count. So we're going to do a few things here. First, we're going to go to game rules. I'm going to enable Iron Man. So essentially, what this means is that if I don't have an heir, then I'm going to be dead. That's game over for us. If I die without a player heir, then that's it for us. That's it for our story. You know, capiche, finito. And that's where we'll end it. We won't be able to flick to just be playing another ruler. We've got to keep on going with this particular dynasty. Now, the other thing I want to do here is I don't want to start off as this guy, right? He's 26. You know, he's got some good characteristics. This is actually this is not fixed in stone, so by random chance, I've actually got some nice ones. And if I was going down the diplomacy route in particular, he'd be a really good pick. But I'm not. So we're going to create our own ruler here. And so we are going to be male. We're going to be a little bit younger as well. So down as far as young as we possibly can be without being considered a child. So 16 years of age in this case. And we're going to stick with his faith and Bavarian culture as well. So that's not going to change. We do need to name him. And I've got to think of a name now that I'm on the spot. But while we do that, we are going to change some of his points because we've got a maximum of 400 until we can no longer receive achievements. So we're going to use those 400. So first of all, we're going to make him an elusive shadow. So we're going to max out the monthly lifestyle experience that he gets, and that gives us a good plus into our intrigue straight away. We also don't want him to be particularly horrible at anything. So we're also going to give him, average on everything else. And that takes up a lot of other points. Now, we could also put in different personalities and traits. So I could choose, let's say, we can choose some different things. He could be temperate, he could be devious, he could be, well, he's definitely not going to be honest, but let's face it, because we're going to try and backstab our way to the top here. But we get all these different items here, or personality traits. So I might actually see if I can skip those. I don't think I actually need to suggest to pick those, and I might instead want to pick one of these. Pardon me, sorry. One of these traits, or just go straight for intrigue. So Schema, for example, would be a very good one to choose. However, we do get that through the trees, or the learning trees. So I kind of feel like that would not be what we want to go for. Instead, if we're going to choose a trait, it should be a congenital one. So something he's born with. We could go with Genius, that's going to put us over the top. We could go with Quick, which is going to give us basically a point in everything. And then there's a chance of our son being Quit, or daughter, or daughters being Quick as well. So that's a little bit of an option here, and it's sort of investing in our future. And then we could just max out our points in intrigue as much as possible, and maybe in stewardship. No, alright, so that's all we get. That's it. That's our maximum for him. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to keep with the county. I'm not going to mess with that, and keep with his current dynasty, but we do need a name for him. So his name, someone Devious. Well, his name, of course, this is kind of a Game of Thrones environment where everyone's backstabbing everyone in this. People die for no apparent reason, and against normal plot considerations. So of course this guy has to be called BigFinger. That's right, BigFinger is going to be our devious count here, who's going to backstab his way to the top of the Holy Roman Empire one day. Now we could change his appearance as well, so we will keep with his, I think it's West Central European, must be him. Oh, okay, so if I just, whoa, bring on the ginger. We could go with that. What's northern? Yeah, so that's sort of Viking style. Mediterranean. I mean, it's on the border, so it is feasible. But I think we want to stick with, lovely. Just lovely. We're going to customize further. I think his hairstyle, yeah, so his bright red. Nah. Let's go with black, and what was, a bowl is horrible. So what's something that looks devious here? Something, it's clearly up to no good. High bun. Clearly, if you're wearing a high bun in Germany in 1066, you are definitely up to no good. You do not belong here. So that's it. That's it, people. That's the extent of my customization skills today. In terms of his weight, oh. Nah. I have to do it. It's hilarious. All right, that's us. I'm sorry, it just looks so out of place. His teeny little head and man bun. And we're not going to make him married. We're going to have to work for our marriages. BigFinger needs to be. Oh god, it even works with the name. Oh, this is terrible. Look, all right, everything goes in CK3. You know, this is a game that it allows incest. Allows you murdering your father, you could, or mother, or your cousin. So anything goes here. And sorry for the unfortunate name and his weight. All right, that's it. It just looks terrible. It looks so unrealistic. Anyway, alright, we have started, or we will start, in 1066 as BigFinger, where otherwise default rules, except for Iron Man, has been enabled, which will means we'll see achievements pop up every so often. We are the House of Arnim. Or do I want to be my own? I think I want to be in my own house, actually. Sorry, Oh no, I have to start again? Oh. Alright, at least we know what we're going for here. We are going to go with the Elusive Shadow, bump him up to the middling sort of thing. Apparently I need to not do that again. We will make him quick. Go. We're at too many points. We're at too many points. Really? What a... Oh, his age. We need to make him younger if we're going to get these. There we are. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, 400. So I've done something different this time. Alright. Just the such realism here. Such realism. Alright, so West Central European. We need the man bun back. That's required. It's the required man bun here. The hairstyle absolutely needs to be the high bun. Here we go. He also looks somewhat like a surfer dude, maybe here as well. Fantastic. BigFinger version 2.0. Let's go ahead and finalize you. No, I need to change your dynasty. So we need to customize his dynasty as of course, Von Quickest. Von Sneaky, actually. He's going to be the Devious Count, so this is the history. And a motto. Peace, love, and plants. Because it's ironic. Now we are going to customize our coat of arms. So let's just change the existing design. We can change our emblem here. Okay. We've got abstract animals. We need animals, of course. So we could be some kind of duck eating itself. These all look like maybe African sort of designs, maybe? I don't know. Alright, what else we got here? The lobster. Or, of course, the pigeon. The sneaky pigeon, it could be. But, the clam. The noble clam. We're gonna go with a noble clam. Alright. So we should have our own dynasty then, or dynasty, I'm pretty sure. That means that we should be the head of our dynasty, which is what we want to do in terms of this playthrough. So we'll finalize again, and we're ready to go. He's looking very squinty-eyed and suspicious of the world, and so he should be. The Von Sneaky clan has entered the world, and here we go, folks. Now we will hit the save here, and we're off. Okay, so we have two counties starting off, which is a bit more than I actually originally planned for. I didn't realize that this count would have both. I thought he just had this particular county here. So it's given me more of an advantage than I actually expected to have here. Now we do have this particular guy, and at the moment, no one has this duchy. So one of my first goals here is to become a duke in the Kingdom of Bavaria. And so to do that, basically I need to have de jure of 2 of the counties, which I've already got. And we also want to basically take this county away from this count. This is going to be our land, not his. I don't want him holding on to it. But one of the reasons why I choose this particular starting position is these two. This particular one here is the Swatch Mine. Basically, we are going to get extended development growth here, and we're going to get more money. 3 gold per month, which is absolutely fantastic. In fact, it's amazing when you're starting off. So we're going to save up for the ability to make the Swatch Silver Mine, and that's going to give us tons and tons of money. Now, by save up, I mean that I'm going to do my very, very best to lie, cheat, and steal my way into that money, as opposed to waiting forever for my current taxation to get there. We also seem to have this not rightful liege. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's happening there, but anyway. So one of the reasons we're going to go, or one of the things we're going to be doing is appealing to the Pope, of course, and asking the Pope for money, because if you ask the Pope for money quite nicely, he gives you money, which of course the Pope does. You know, who isn't on first name speaking terms of the Pope, where you go to him and say, "Hey, Popey, I need 300 gold," and he goes, "Yeah, sure, here you go." But anyway, few things to set up before we let it off the leash here. First is our lifestyle. Now we are of course going to be going into intrigue, and we are going to go with schema. So for this we don't need fertility, although that could be quite useful for us. We don't particularly need natural dread. What we want to go is with skullduggery focus, which will make our schemes more powerful, especially when we're doing hostile schemes like murders, and we will be murdering people. Alright, so starting off, we're going to start bringing in those perks, and we'll be able to fill out our scheme. We want to get to the schema perk at the end of that, and then we are going to switch to one of 2 things. We could switch to stewardship, which will give us golden obligations, which effectively means unlimited money. Basically, we can make up lies about people, or we can find out their secrets, and that will allow us to blackmail them for gold, which is always lovely. The other thing is that we can also go with accomplished forger. And what that would mean is that we get claims on artifacts. So in the new Royal Court features, we've got artifacts floating around the place. I don't know exactly how that works, but I do know that you can use that diplomacy tree to get claims on other people's artifacts, say essentially that, hey, that's mine, and then you can either duel them, or you can steal it, or that sort of thing. So that is something that we're looking to go for pretty much as soon, so that when we get to the point where we do have a Royal Court of Bavaria under our sneaky little fingers, then you know we'll have some artifacts to bridge it out, and we will also, yeah, see, I don't have access. I'm not a king or an emperor, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to see what we've got. Yeah, so if nothing else, I'll be able to fill it out so that I do have, you know, a crown, some regalia, some trinkets, a weapon, and some armor, and that's going to help us out. But there's other things to be done. So we don't have a player heir, so we need to get married, and we need to basically start getting children, so that, you know, our playthrough does not end. We have the most obscure dynasty ever because we've opted to create our own. So we will be looking for eligible bachelors. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be cruising the marriage market. This is an abridged version of Bridgerton without the sex. Sorry, there's no sex in this playthrough. But there will at least be marriage and a meat market here. So what we want to go for here, basically they need to be fertile, and I'm pretty sure that's already selected. Maximum age I probably don't want anyone over 25, so I'm going to specify that now. We are also going to be going for, if at all possible, an alliance. And we're going to sort by alliance power. And that means that depending on who I go with, probably want someone sort of close to me, but I don't want it near me, right? So this person, for example, maybe not, mainly because I'm eventually wanting to take over their lands. So it would be nice if it was someone else in the Holy Roman Empire who I could call on, who's going to answer my calls to war when I do need it, and that will ensure my security. So just gonna browse through basically. I mean, apparently they're quite powerful though as well. I mean, maybe it's just it might be the age limit that's bucking us up here. Yes, it quite possibly is. So that would be a potential alliance with the House of Swabia. So yeah, that could work. That's her claims. That's the alliance. So they're quite close to us. That could be useful. Saxon, Australese. We might just go down to the culture. So Germanic heritage. That might help us. They're Bavarian. Where though? Where would that be? So there must be Strasbourg. There we are. They're far away. That's within the local area. We also want them in a relative age to us, I think. Central Germanic, and then want someone a little bit older, please. Ravensburg. Where's Ravensburg? Oh god, that's got to be far away. Alright, we're just gonna, in the absence of anything else, we're just gonna go with the suggested alliance power being the highest. So that gives us a couple options, a 38-year-old and a 44-year-old, which is not necessarily great, right? And they don't also have great stats. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we don't want that after all. Where's Norman? Maybe I'm approaching this the wrong way. Maybe instead we'll go back to all, and we will look at well, let's think this through. Normally, the Count Matilda she's single, right? So if we were to marry her, she will not accept. Yeah, we're just not prestigious enough, and she has vastly superior forces to us. That's unfortunate. I was hoping for an alliance with you. Maybe instead, Duke Lombardy. Do you have a daughter? No. You have a primary heir who does not have a daughter either. Maybe that's the reason why they were so available. So, arrange marriage for me. And, nope. We want to find spouse is the way to go. Alright, can we do... maybe just set us up for later on. And by set us up, I mean inheritable traits. It's not going to really give us anything, but we could at least marry someone beautiful and highly diplomatic, so that could help to smooth over things so we don't get into a war to begin with. What else? She's paranoid. Okay. She's honest. And she's stubborn. So there's a contender here. It's not going to really give us anything, but we probably won't lose too much either. And it's high diplomacy. And she's also beautiful, which means there's a fertility bonus and less chance of us getting knocked out really quickly, because he'll breed. Get someone else who is also very quick and good with intrigue. What's the best stewardship? And that will give us robust. So a medium boost on health for her. So she'd live a long time. And a little bit of attraction opinion. She is sadistic. So a little bit sinful to Catholics. I think we will. Oh. See, she's a lunatic, but she's pretty. Is that congenital? Yeah, it is. So lunatism is congenital in this game, apparently. So that's not ideal. We do get comely and quick with the lady with no hair. Frail and barren. Definitely not. How does she even make it in terms of being fertile? That doesn't make sense. So yes, I think the Hungarian peasant might be the way to go. If we choose that, I'm going to lose 100 prestige, but I will gain a spouse. I will not have an alliance, but that could be okay. That could be okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to send the proposal and marry the peasant. Excellent. Now, there is an active election in the Holy Roman Empire. I'm not one of the electors, so therefore I can't vote, so I don't need to do anything there. We apparently have few knights, our bishop hates us, and we need to hire a court physician. Right, so, going to our court, the interface has changed. So there's all these other minor roles you can now put in place, which is all kind of fun. And I'm going to need to read up about these as well. Yeah. For the time being, we're going to ignore that. What was I going for court for? No, I wanted to go to council. Alright. And yes, he definitely hates me. Why does he hate me? Because I've only been in power for a short amount of time and he doesn't like my culture. Okay, and he's also arrogant, so fantastic. Alright, so if I learnt his language, he would be happy with me. Otherwise, I could just attempt to sway him, which I do have a decent chance at. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to start swaying him to get him on our side, because he gets 1.4 gold a month, so that will, once he's on my side and endorses me, then he'll start giving me gold as well. The other thing that at the moment he is improving my relationship with the Pope and giving me learning. So I want him to continue on that because I do want his royal popiness to be giving me some money at some point. Now the other thing is as well, we do want to appoint a court physician and we want to find someone who is going to be good at it. And all our options are terrible. which is not that great. So we will make the decision to. Oh, look, I can dedicate myself to losing weight. Wow. Uh, okay, even the game is judging this poor guy, but he's going to hold his ground. Call a feast. No, kidding. We're going to go searching for a physician. We'll start the search, and we're going to have to probably pay some money to hire someone. Now we'll go back to level 2 speed for the time being and get started. Now, we've started our things, we've got our wife coming in now, and hopefully they'll start boinking and we will get some children happening. Now our liege doesn't even like us all that much, so fantastic, great. Apparently Hugo is quite experienced. So this is presumably Hugo here, and he is a naive appeaser with a learning skill of 10. Alright, and then this guy is just enthusiastic. And do we really want a dishonorable planner to be our physician, who is deceitful, but apparently is quite temperate? I would normally say no, but our other options are horrible, so I'm going to just say no to either of them, and we'll go back to our court and look to appoint someone. And I think our courtier here, and we'll appoint her, and we've got to get on a good side sooner rather than later as well, because she will be a powerful agent in hostile schemes against us. Now, the other thing that we've got happening at the moment is we want him to work on domestic affairs, so our vassals have a good opinion of us. We have snow. Is there weather now? There's harsh winter severity. Oh, and I have been appointed as his marshal. Thank you, my liege. So the Duke of Bavaria, this guy, even though he doesn't apparently like me all that much, has appointed me to be the marshal, or his marshal. He must not have any better options, really. Because I'm not, I shouldn't be the most amazing marshal, but that does mean that I should get some bonuses as a result of being a marshal, I believe. So that's a plus for us. And we'll get rid of these notifications. So now we've got, I want to know what the winter severity does. Yeah, here we go. Supply loss, fatal casualties, and there's a defender advantage when that happens. Okay. So maybe we'll get bountiful springs or hot summers or things like that. Okay, so yeah, they've definitely made a whole heap of things. A whole heap of changes. Now, who's our head of culture? This guy, Duke Ottokar of Steiermark, is the head of our Bavarian culture, and our Bavarian culture is this kind of area here, which loosely aligns with the Kingdom of Bavaria as well. So basically, we also want to try and conquer along those lines, so we become the head of culture. You know, we want to be the head of everything. We absolutely do. Now, our nearest neighbor has a fairly good opinion of us. I mean, it's largely neutral, but ultimately, he controls 2 counties as well. Excellent, excellent. All right. We are not endorsed by our bishop, which we're working on at the moment, so we might actually bump up the speed a bit. And we have an active election. So I think what we want to do is maybe try and find secrets in some courts here, right? We want to work out what's going on around us. So Duke Otto's court, so we'll do that so that we can start learning what secrets our peers, our noble peers hold, so we can blackmail them. The other thing that we want to look at is our development, which is comparably not bad. We've got a development of 12, which is, you know, matching some of the richer sort of areas. Not as good as, say, the city of Venice or Lombardia or, you know, Rome, which is 30. Hey, and we have the trait pregnant, so we have a child on the way. We won't end our run suddenly as a result. Now, I think the other thing that we want to do is at some point, we're probably going to declare war on this guy to take over his lands. So we've got 5 knights at the moment, 200 soldiers, which includes 200 armored footmen. And we're paying a little bit for them to be around. He's got pikemen instead. So in any fight at the moment, we have the advantage over them, and we really want to keep that advantage too. So once we've gotten the gold from his popiness, yeah, we want to continue our efforts there. And then his popiness, what's your opinion here as well? So yeah, we want to be able to start swaying the Pope. Now we could do that by learning the language. Now this is a scheme. I'm not sure if I can have 2 concurrent non-hostile schemes. Current foreign language limit 0 out of 3. So maybe I can do it. Oh, we'll abandon this scheme. Alright. So I think at some point we will get my guy to learn Italian. So that we can improve our opinion with the Pope, because that's going to be a big source of money for us, is that we're just going to keep on asking the Pope for money. And what? Okay. Thank you for the fig leaf. Okay, so as a retreat from my changes for that, I stumble upon my guests. How do you get there? It's not what it looks like, my lord. Right, the fact that he's half naked in the process of he's screwing my scriptures. Okay. He's a deviant. So he's a guest and he's lowborn, right? So we can send him to the dungeon. No one will think I'm a tyrant. He'll gain some opinion of me. And then I become a deviant as well is the other option, and he becomes my friend. So I think we're going to go with the piety option and send him to prison. Now what can we do? What can we do with the poor sap in prison? We have a prisoner here. We could ransom him for a favor. Can we? We could execute him. No, we don't want to execute him. Could we torture him? What would that do? He'll really hate us. If he knows about a secret, then we'll learn about it. We'll spend 100 piety, but we just gained a heap. And we've got a daughter who's my player heir. Alright. So her name needs to be Thumb. We're gonna go with the whole hand situation here. Thumb von Sneaky. Alright. So yeah, I feel like we can do this. We can torture him. And it absolutely had to be done. Oh, wait. Am I gonna get stress? No, I'm not gonna get stress. He's gonna get stressed because he's brave. Alright, and he could become a lunatic. He's already a deviant, Theo. Apparently he's very good at stress loss as a result. Right, fair enough. My acquaintance, Duke Heinrich, created a Liberty faction against Duke Otto. I'm no longer obese. Right, so apparently making myself fat actually did have some consequences. Who would have thought, really? Um, well, that's good, I suppose. But we do want to continue to try and sway our bishop so that we can continue to work up this gold. We need some gold. Now, could I ask him for money? Ask for gold. At the moment, yeah, he won't accept. And that's fair enough. He doesn't like me all that much. There's no particular reason. You know, the base reluctance is 40 and he doesn't like me. So I need enough likability to overcome his reluctance to give me money. My prisoner died in my dungeons. Yep, that's probably not unexpected after I tortured him. And here I am just going, But unfortunately there's not a terrible lot we can do at this point in time. We've not swayed, damn it. We're on autonomous vassals at the moment. I don't think I really have vassals. We own our places. What's in this castle? Do we get anything? Pastures and barracks. So this guy, my rival, is a witch. And is a winter soldier. Watch out for the metal arm. He's also an architect, so he's very good at stewardship and that sort of thing. What evil is he planning? What evil indeed. So now we could use that to get a hook. So that would mean we will get a strong hook on him as well. And strong hooks are brilliant because you can use them again and again and again. It's not like a weak hook, it's like a one-shot deal. Instead, it is something that we can hold over his head for the rest of his life, which of course we're going to do. We know you're a witch. Which in this day and age, if you're a witch, then, you know, Bernie times. Bernie times. We've got 100 gold, which means we can't even really do any of the normal sort of things either, which is a little bit annoying. Quarries will be useful at some point because it's going to reduce our building construction time, as well as our men-at-arms and do development growth. So that is absolutely something we will build in the future. And probably pastoral lands as well, because those are going to be sources of income essentially. But what we really want at the moment is this mine, because that's going to really boost up our income and what we can do. But for the time being, we're really just kind of tied down by our ability there. We have an intrigue perk available, great. So we can now fabricate hooks. So we can just make shit up about people, basically, as one of our scheme options. Alright, we'll continue on the find secrets. I think so. Levy size, reinforcement rate, etc. and his martial skill. I think what we want to do is try and improve our knights for the time being. The other thing that we could do with here is actually just increase our development instead. But I do want the money more, I think. Now, we also could hire an antiquarian, which I think we're going to do. But again, we don't have that many options. Can we look for one? Okay, we just don't. We don't get that great of options. But an antiquarian will basically enable us to commission artifacts. And I think, hey, he's now endorsing me. Excellent. Fantastic. So our income has gone up a little bit because of our church holdings. It's not much, but it is a little bit. And that means that we are now going to go and start a sway scheme on the Pope. Maybe not. Maybe we learn his language, right? So we're going to learn Italian to get the Pope on our side. Then with our guy over here, we're going to fabricate a claim on the county. I'm going to fabricate a claim on this one. So that will enable me to declare war, and that will also bring, if I can successfully bring that under our control, or under my control, I will have my first duchy. So the count will be Devious Duke instead. Right, we will be Dutch. We'll be able to create the Duchy of Tyrol. Or Tyrol, maybe, I'm not sure. And then we will be on a peer basis. Now, de jure, that would mean that we would no longer be beholden to the Duchy of Bavaria, but rather be a duke in our own right and would report straight to the Holy Roman Emperor. Because at the moment, the Kingdom of Bavaria has not been created. So that doesn't actually exist at the moment. Neither does the Kingdom of Germany or Bohemia or any other kingdoms, basically. Once they are, they would be a kingdom under the Empire or the Holy Roman Empire, so they wouldn't have their independence. But for the time being, our immediate superior, if you will, is the Duke of Bavaria. So becoming a duke by ourselves would put us up to peerage with him. Okay, my steward dared lead my sister Sika into carnal sin. Right. Demand satisfaction. So who are you? You're the king of Croatia. And my steward fucked your sister. Okay. What will this do? I've got to pay money, and he'll gain some opinion of me. And the mayor will gain some opinion of me. I could make my mayor beg forgiveness, and he'll... Or I can really piss off a king. Now, if the king does declare war on me, he would be declaring war on the Holy Roman Empire. So I don't really have to worry about annoying a king too much, but at the same time, I don't like my mayor. Mayors you don't need to worry about too much. So he could be on our side. He's my steward though, actually, isn't he? Yeah, so I do want my most powerful vassals to be on my side, and he's a little bit vengeful as well. So, good one, buddy. Good one. What you gonna do, Kingy? Nothing. You're gonna do nothing to me. Now, how's the scheme going? It's gonna take 7 years. Oh God, that's why. Maybe I should have just kept on going with a sway option. 7 years. Okay. That puts a different spin on things. I maybe should have chosen a different option, but it's probably too late now. It is a harsh winter as well. Alright. Lost in... Oh, but we will get events like this. So... get some success chance. Or I've got a 99% possibility, so it's a 1% chance of failure. What was it actually? Alchemist reads, blah blah blah. Did you just call my beloved father a bore and a libidinist? Yeah. Now I could just annoy him, of course. Oh wait, who is this? It's my bishop. Of course it is. But of course we want well chosen. Wow, excellent. Brilliant. Alright, he's happy with me and my scheme gains some power here. So hopefully won't take 6 years to learn the language of Pope Alexander II. Indeed. Alright, but while we're waiting for the Pope to be happy with us, we are not being idle. We're working on a claim on this particular county. We also have a child, so we should be educating that child, and it would make sense for me to be taking care of that education. I also haven't got my my wife doing anything in particular at the moment, so she's just doing an assist ruler, but she could be working with court politics. Now, why is my spy master is not happy with me at all? He's on the council, and we get some personal diplomacy, but that cultural acceptance. So he's French. I'm not sure why I have a Frenchman on my my things, but that just doesn't seem. Can we find him a spouse? Maybe that'll make him happy. I mean, we could find him a lunatic. Would you like to marry a lunatic? Or someone who's possessed? Even better. Come on, you know. But no, we probably don't want you to breed. You're not even amazing at your job, you're average at your job here, so what's the possible side effects? Find secrets discovered. But because of my own skill, I suspect, then that will be fine. In the meantime, I could have her assist with me with my court politics. Yeah, and that really bumps up my diplomacy. She wasn't giving me all that much intrigue anyway. But that should make me a lot more likable to everyone as well. Yes, yes. Alright, so I think here. Oh, alright, to put in an act. So here is this lady up here. Alright, part of Somethingsburg. Ravensburg? Regensburg. Right. So I might gain a perk, or I might get more vigilant. Alright, I think we're going to take the risk because a perk could be quite useful. I'm going to try and convince her that we're cut from the same cloth. Because she is a flamboyant trickster, whereas I am an elusive shadow. Alright, it takes many days. Alright. Oh, she's testing me. Alright, so what would you do? She's forgiving, she's arbitrary, and she's lazy. So this seems like an immediate sort of thing. I'll say I would forgive them, because that seems like what she would do. Alright. Middle of the March battle, you're setting up camp. An officer approaches you to ask what should be done with a spy that's been caught. Little regard for others, right? Quick to move on, and easiest road. Alright, so we can make an example, or Empire has some answers at a given time, I think. And we get one more. Yep. You make a decision. Say all the taxes in the country will be raised, and it comes to county, sorry, not country. And it comes to your attention that one of your vassals openly questions it. All right. So how would we solve it? I'm not lazy, arbitrary. We all have our differences. I don't think I'd care. All right, we'll see how this went. And my wife is pregnant as well. Hurrah. All right. Excellent. I will keep up this charade, at least for now. And we get a lifestyle perk and apparently a mentor. It should be probably the other way around, but that's fine. So we can now go in there and find secrets, progress speed, disrupt schemes, or murder scheme power. We're going to go for the kidnap scheme first, so that we can just kidnap people's, say, children or things like that. And then my daughter Thumb is doing things, so she's pensive. Right, okay. Good for you, child, you're pensive. So that means that often books and seems to make sense of things. So stewardship and learning seems to be her thing. Alright, so we'll choose her education. Learning will have limited use for the time being. But they often do well in the learning education. I'm not sure I want her to be her heir, but she is at the moment. And that's what should be. There we are. Alright. Count Heinrich attempted to murder Count Theomo. Alright, Count Heinrich, you've been a bad, bad boy. And again, this is something that we can, of course, blackmail him for. And it is a strong hook and a weak hook secret. So we'll get a double hook on him. I'm going to blackmail you as well. Thank you very much. Always useful. Now you might be wondering why I'm choosing the elusive shadow tree as opposed to just outright conquest, because I'm going to have to conquer a fair bit of here as well. And the reason being is because I think it's more fun. It's more of a roundabout way, whereas as opposed to just going around and painting the map. I also want to try and see if I've got different ways of winning these wars. So for example, hey, we've got another one. Here's an excellent example here, is that if I abduct someone, then say this guy's child and primary heir, then potentially when I declare war on him to get this claim, then because I have his primary heir, he's more likely to just accept things basically and say, yes, you can have it, give me my heir back. So if I try for an abduction, yeah, there's not much success chance here at the moment. What about his actual liege? Right, if I abduct him, there's not much else there. What about his other children, right? Or abduct. Yeah, so we don't have much success chance at the moment. Now that could change as well. The other thing I was doing before, an antiquarian, jeez. Right, so we're gonna go find one, and my court physician is our best bet, but she's already doing something, so my courtier here, we're going to choose her. She's poor at it. If I revoke it, then she'll be annoyed, but that's fine. That's fine. Alright, So how are we doing on learning language? Come on, your popiness. I really needed to have a higher learning for this to be more successful. How's my wife at learning? She's bad. Yeah. Oh well. Maybe I should have picked a learning one in hindsight, but oh well. That's fine. Soon we will have our claim on the barony of Brixen, which is only just going to give us a wooden barracks, as well as a county that gives us very little tax. So really this would be the better county to be going for at the moment, because it would give us a fair bit more tax, right? But that's fine, because partially this is a realm capital. Alright, see it done. Now this guy is going to be really annoyed with us now. Now that this guy has also finished that claim, then he'll go back to trying to convince the Pope that I'm an awesome fellow. So yeah, we've got personal diplomacy now, plus 11. Different of culture and religious relations, which is basically my bishop doing things. And alright, fantastic, fantastic. So now we can go to war. We can declare war on this guy here. And while I could try and abduct his son and do this in a complicated way, I think at this point in the game, I don't want to do so. We are just going to simply declare war on him for the county of Brixen with 100 sort of thing. He's got no allies. We have the bigger army. So this should be all over pretty quickly. Now we're going to raise our armies as the most immediate thing that we're going to do, and then going to go ahead straight for his county here. In the meantime, he is trying to raise his own armies. We'll divert so that we aim for and basically we want to take out his troops as soon as possible. We have a second daughter, so we're going to call her Index. And apparently we need better men-at-arms to finish the siege, so we might just pursue his forces instead, try and catch up with him, and, you know, make this, push this to a win just by forcing a decisive battle. Now we're probably going to win because we've got a better commander, more soldiers, more men-at-arms, so that's absolutely fantastic. Now we are losing money while I have got these guys raised as well, mainly because men-at-arms are cheaper when you've actually got them at rest, so to speak. I think we will want to create another regiment, and in particular, which one's better? Mangonels and Mangonels. We want to create a Mangonel regiment as well, just so that we can be better at sieging down castles. Up to fort level 10, this is fort level 5. So, oh no, it looks like the battle is actually going against us. That is not a good thing. That is not a good thing at all. We have lost, and oh no, my Chancellor is dead. Yep. That's a thing. And then my Marshal has also passed. Huh. So, yeah, not as we expected things to happen. And now we're going to retreat all the way back here, unfortunately. We'll move to where our men-at-arms get raised, and we'll go back to making things happen. We do want... Oh, yeah, we don't have enough people in our court as well. So, can we... No, we can't call... Go to our court and our courtiers. Who have we got? My guest. So, can we recruit to the court. I don't have the money to do so. Right. Ah, so this has put us in a bad position, unfortunately. So it might be that we actually do need to force some kind of... can we abduct him? It's not going to be very successful. Can we abduct you? No. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate, yeah. My mare has copulated with Princess Sika of... Has happened. He's got the adulterer and loses the... Alright, so my mare's become an adulterer, basically. Lovely, lovely, good for you. I'm absolutely lost for words here. Okay, but we've lost a fair bit in that fight, unfortunately. And we really need money now. We have lost a lot of money. Possibly it was a bad idea to raise those men-at-arms here, but we will soldier on, as they say, and I think I need to take command of the army. And so let's raise all here, and then merge them together. So we now have, should now have Anagas or mangonels in there. If I go here, it's going to be kind of a mixed situation as to whether or not we'll win. Okay. Interestingly enough, I'm continuing to discover secrets even though I don't have a spy master. And we'll move you over here instead. I think what I need to do here is really just go for the throat. So yeah, can I raise you? How do I raise you? Raise all. There we are. And I now have my ability to siege things down quickly. They have... I don't know if they have... Yeah, so they're sieging my county as well. But there will be people here that I can ransom, so if I'm successful, then that can swing the balance back in my favor. And they're also taking attrition at the moment from the looks of things, 1% a month. So it'll slowly beat down their forces. It does look like they're going to be faster at sieging things down. And I can also lawfully imprison Caniza. So my antiquarian, because she's a fornicator. Good for you, lady. Yeah, heresy, that's fine. And I'm really hoping that the Pope likes me or something soon. Yeah, I know I'm in debt, and that's gonna make things bad for me. Let's go talk to his Popiness. Hopiness, can we have some gold? No. No, we can't. We will continue to try and learn your language, however. I've invested a lot of time in this already. Give me advice about mercenaries when I can't actually hire any mercenaries. So what I could really use at the moment is golden obligations to turn these hooks into basically bribes. We'll just speed up everything, go to... Okay, so what have we got? The count, yeah. I have a 63% chance of getting a hook on Otto. Befriending fellow vassals. Everyone will like me. Count Arnold will lose an opinion on me, alright. Essentially, we're gonna go with befriending fellow vassals. Right, now we've just lost that siege. We're at dangerously low points in this war, so we really need a good win here. Alright, so we now have control of Alpsy. Did we capture anyone? We haven't got any prisoners, so that's unfortunate. We have their capital though. So that is fortunate. We have more men, but they have better quality men, basically. We are still losing gold per month, and so I think what we want to have happen here is we either want to take the objective, if at all possible, and we'll see if we can take that objective, and if we do, then that will be a big plus for us, and essentially swing this back in our favor. But I don't think we want to engage in a fight unless... yes, they're going to try to engage us in a fight, so we really want this to win. He is huge! His commander advantage is massive. Yeah, we did kill someone. That's nice. But we are going to lose this battle. Oh dear. So we may have to concede defeat. We may have to concede defeat here. We do have an intrigue perk. So what does this give us? Swift execution. Job done right. And it's really twice scheme that I want is maximum hostile schemes here. So I'm gonna go with the murder power scheme. Do have yet another empty council position. So he's now my chancellor, and basically he could be everything. He is a multitasking man, but we'll make him my chancellor just to try and get this. We're bleeding money fairly quickly, so that's bad. Can we do anything with his... It'd be good if we could just blackmail this claim away here. Or if we had an ally. That could be the other thing that we could do here, folks, is that we do have two daughters. So if we promise to marry this one off, and she is beautiful, so let's go try and find a spouse. Let's find a nearby spouse that's going to offer us an alliance. And we'll sort by alliance power, and then call basically our allies to war. See if we can make it matrilineal. There we are. So we could potentially call County of Napoli, Oriole. I don't know where these places are, so I think we will go into Rothenburg. We're going to enter an alliance with a matrilineal language here and send that proposal. I should have thought of this earlier, and this will help get us out of the shit, basically. Excellent, excellent. Now we can call on our ally and call him to war. And in the meantime, we're going to move our forces back up here. Excellent. So our ally will raise his forces and wander around down here with his unfortunately low number of troops. But hey, he's got more than I do. What the hell? We'll try 7 years. If this is not over in 7 years, then we'll have lost by then, basically, because he's holding the objective. He'll get a weak hook on me. I think I can deal with that because I've backed him up before. Because he's a dirty, dirty fornicator. Go away, go away. We will try and recruit people to our court soon. Alright, we want to be near our ally. Yep. So he's coming to help. Yes, fantastic. Alright, so we can take the objective next. We can liberate our own county. And then at some point move on to try and destroy his lands. Oh, he's going for my allies' lands. He's trying to knock my ally out of the fight, I think. So we're going to go there instead. That's what my ally is doing. Yes, yes, he is. We'll go for the fight. I think we're going to win this one, folks. Finally. Finally, we will have won a battle. This could be the turning point in the war here. Excellent. So because we actually captured this guy, instant win, right? Instant win. We can enforce our demands, disband our army, and yes, we have a winner. Now, of course, we have this huge lack of people on our council as well now, which is somewhat of a problem because I don't have any courtiers. We do need money as well. Things aren't going our way. So the most devious count has yet to be really showing himself as super devious. But that's what we need to do next, is go and find some courtiers and appoint them to, or recruit them to our court. Now we have this guy who is 17 marshal, and so if I can recruit him to my court at the moment for 60 gold. So if I do so, he's now a member of my court. I can now put him in a position as my marshal, and then I can tell him to increase control in my counties, and that's going to effectively raise the tax back up as well. So we're on our way to be able to repay money, basically. We still have these empty council positions, so I'll need to fill those out by recruiting from courtiers and guests, etc. So again, the next one we might want to do is recruit this guy to our court because he has a high diplomacy skill. We have this guy who's imprisoned. So we can ransom using a hook and get him out, basically spring him from prison. And then I think we can do the same with Otto here as well and ransom him for 7 gold. He's not going to accept that though. Can we do it for a favor? No. Well, we can, but ultimately that's not what I want to do. I'm hoping that he'll, eventually just release him. I don't think I'll get that lucky. But in the meantime, that means I can now assign that guy to be my spy master. Alright, so we now have our spy master back. And then finally, we want our chancellor back as well. Now he should be pretty happy because I did ransom him, so I freed him, which is a useful sort of thing. Okay, so things haven't gone 100% the way I hoped. That we should have won that first battle. Obviously we didn't. That's kind of the luck of the draw in these sort of things. But we have at least gotten the barony of Brixen from him. Get improved perspective or agents. We're going to go with my perspective mainly because I have no money and that'll put me in debt. In the meantime, it looks like there's several other wars going on for something. Basically, we have hostile armies. My army is nowhere near big enough to be able to help with that. Not to mention I'm not in a good position for that as well. So I could gain 15 gold, which could be useful. Or I could grow a lush garden, which could be intriguing and learning. Or I'll get Secret of Knowledge, which is far more likely. I think we're going to go to this, and I get the Herbalist trait. Yes! Excellent. So he's sending a ransom. We will accept in this case, because I do want it back. And if I go to my council now, I should be able to have someone to assign as the position of diplomat. Now it's not ideal though, so maybe I won't. Mainly because he's not great at it, to be honest. I think we can do better. We can find someone better, and he can just stick around as a knight instead. Not to mention, we've nearly convinced learnt the language of the Pope, and I'm really hopeful that that will give us a big positive bonus towards the Pope here. Otherwise, we will be going back to our sway schemes. Ideally, sometime I get a better bishop as well, because he's got all these pluses, but there's, yeah. Very well, you can go back to disrupting schemes, because I'm pretty sure I'll have some hostile schemes now. In fact, can you find secrets in the Pope's court? 0% chance of finding a secret. If any secrets. What else could we do? 5%, 5%. Heinrich. The Foolish. Penalty to progress because he's my liege. Oh. Okay. Count, I need to attend local jousting tournaments. So I can find a secret, lose some stress, or my bishop. Who would have thought my bishop becomes my friend? Let's go with that. I think we won't find secrets for the time. Oh yeah, we do. You know what? We are going to find secrets in the court of the Kaiser because that's going to be useful at some point down the track. Duke Otto is sleeping with Hildegard, a peasant. Alright, good for him. So he might give me some gold. I might get a favor from him. Or I could gain Hoarding Secret, which is better at intrigue. So let's try and sell him the secret. So he's just lost opinion of me. That's no fun. Oh well. Now my language learning should happen in 7 months' time. Fantastic. Our control is increasing here, which should mean that we get better taxes out of this as well. And we'll do the same over here. And all this to someday be able to construct some mines. We've got another perk available, excellent. So success chance we're going to go for. Then we'll move down Court of Shadows and prepared for anything. Then twice schemed, and then schemer. Now the trait of schemer will give us intrigue +5 and hostile scheme power +25. So really cool things. And then we'll move on to golden obligations and wealth focus for a little bit. And then we're probably going to move on to diplomacy and see if we can just steal stuff from people. Alright, so we can invite knights. I can't really recruit anyone, but at some point that's going to be useful. I'd like to be able to commission an artifact at some point, but again, we don't have the money. So it all depends on you, your popiness. Now we have been going for an hour and a half as well, so what I think we'll do is, depending on what happens with the Pope, is we'll learn Italian and then aim to be the sneaky Duke next. My wife is pregnant again. Fantastic. We get more children. Children mean allies, because you can marry them off, of course, and gain alliances with different people. So we can either end our scheme or gain a lot of stress, and it's going to lose half its progress. Oh, we just can't learn the Italian. Alright, we've become overwhelmed by stress. And we get a few options to deal with that. So we could gain the trait of Confider, which is actually not bad. So that will, I'll lose some stress, I'll increase my stress loss, gain some diplomacy. I mean, instead I could become a drunkard. That's fun. Or just gain more stress and hope that it goes away. So it turns out making friends with my bishop helped. I'm no longer overwhelmed with stress. Fantastic. Alright, so we've knocked back and we've got another 3 years until we've apparently learned the language of the Pope. Which is a little bit frustrating, I have to admit. Also, my alliance has expired because Otto of Rothenburg has died, so we need to find another... Oh no, so she's still betrothed to someone. You know what, I can become the guardian of her, and he's just unlanded. He's no longer a... okay, who's your liege? Right. I'm tempted to break the betrothal. I mean, I will have other children. But that was a useful child. She's comely, that's good. Comely is good. Alright, let's see if we can find her a spouse as well. And now we want it to be a matrilineal language, marriage as well. And then I think we want it to be, you know, reasonable age difference too. So we could go double up on the county of Rothburg. Which just seems a little bit silly to always ally myself with them. Alright, we know that he's taken a lover. That's good to know. Always good to have something to hang over your liege's head. But where we were trying to find a spouse. Alliance power. County as Heislat. So Wicked Van Polim. Oh, we wanted a matrilineal as well. So we've got to stay in charge. Which means Rothenburg or Hothenburg. Really? Where's Hothenburg? Can we see this, please? Can we find out where that is? Let's just go look at counties. And Hothenburg is over here. Right, this little place. So it's not too far away, so if we do get in trouble, they're, you know, within spitting distance. He's a sadist. He's just, and he's paranoid, which is a bit of a mixed bag. But he is reasonably good at stewardship, which could be useful. So we will, yeah, a little bit of prestige on both sides. We'll send that proposal through, and we'll gain an alliance. Excellent. Okay, so a fighter, a quick, and a herbalist. So we've got a few skills, really. I mean, we're excellent at diplomacy, which means we're getting a lot more prestige. And we are excellent at intrigue. So that's fantastic. But unfortunately, we seem to be just lacking in our ability to make friends with the Pope. So we have another daughter. So of course we're going to go for Pinky. BigFinger is filling out all his fingers here. We have Thumb, Index, and Pinky Von Sneaky. But yeah, my get rich quick scheme is not really succeeding. We've got to do it until we've learnt the language, or at least another failure. So we're going to speed things up. 5 level speed just to really fly through these. So really? I just keep on loot. My god. Alright. I'm going to leave some more. Lose some more stress. That's good. Thank you, Bishopness. What else? Shady discussion. Of Crusader and Otto, my knight. So we can bound them and deliver them. Well, I can get a bit closer, find out what's happening. He's a cannibal! Oh my. He is a fornicator cannibal, the mayor. Is this a horror movie now? Is this what's happening? So I can blackmail him because I know you're a cannibal. And so you will never act against me. We're also heterosexual. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, never mind. I was gonna say, if he was also a gay fornicator or bisexual fornicator cannibal, then he'd be ticking all the things. All he'd need is witch, and it'd be all the bad things in terms of medieval terms. Now, my rival, Count Ulbrich, he's a one-legged, but I think really I don't like him all that much. We could get some gold out of him for his secret, but we could expose that he is a witch. Now, that would mean that his lord can imprison him. I think that's an imprisonable offense. Yeah, I think it is, according to our religion, is an imprisonable offense. So let's just double check that. How do you regard witchcraft? Criminal. Yeah, I thought so. So that is still an option for us. Now the other thing is I'm still lacking a chancellor. And that could be useful for me. So we're going to go to our court and courtiers. Hopefully we've still got some options here. My wife is the best option for chancellor really, but he is a competent diplomat here. So we're going to recruit him to our court here. We'll pay him 55 gold for that to happen. And now we have, a competent diplomat. Yeah, don't waste any more time. Oh, apparently I already had a competent diplomat. Okay, but I think it's this guy that we just went with. He's also a really good marshal. Alright, that's excellent. Okay, so we now have a chancellor again. Fantastic. We're also apparently winning our war of tyrannies against King Salamon. But it is getting quite late, so we are going to finish up this particular one. We're not going to learn the language in time, so that's going to be the next episode, I think. Go with that. So in the next episode, we'll continue to learn Italian, see if we can convince the Pope to give us some money. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. My name is Pooks. If you did enjoy this content, then please drop me a follow on Twitch. It's greatly appreciated. And if you're watching later on YouTube, drop a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much again.